Hi, and welcome back to The Sweet Spot. Today, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Tony Horton. He is a world-renowned lifestyle and fitness expert. He's got a best-selling fitness series, and he's also a world-class motivational speaker and the author of top-selling books like Bring It and Crush It, and his latest one, The Big Picture. He's also teamed up with beauty experts to create and release his own line of skincare products and hair care products, as Tony believes it's just as important to put on your body as what you put in your body. So Tony's core belief is that real and lasting change for us all only happens when we commit to health as our lifestyle. So welcome, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really great to be here. I appreciate it.
We love having you here. So you obviously, over your career, meet lots of women and meet lots of working mothers. And do you see like a common theme in their health and fitness?
Well, I see different themes, and on one end of the spectrum, I see women who have found a solution to a lot of their problems by using food and fitness as a means to get there. And then I see probably the majority of women who are pretty busy, a lot of them maybe working on the side, plus they've got 2, 3, or 4, or 5 kids, and they're a little overwhelmed, and so as a result, they're overweight. And a lot of times they're complaining about not having enough time, right? And so, I've developed P90X, which is, for the select few, they're 55 minutes to an hour and a half long. A lot of busy moms don't want to work that hard for that long. They just don't have the time. And then I have something called 10-minute trainer, which is, you break them up in 10-minute chunks. That way, one in there, you don't have to do it back to back to back, even though you can. I mean, it's kind of structured that way. And my latest one is called 22-minute hardcore, which is a military boot camp style program. Minutes, and the sequences and the exercises are such that you're getting a whole lot done using your entire body in the course of 22 minutes. Plus, there's 2 different core routines too, just to kind of take care of the most important part, which is the middle, the center. And so, it really depends on the individual. And I certainly know that that having the time or not having the time is a dreaded issue for a lot of people. But a lot of times it just comes down to perspective and education and understanding what an active individual can do, has more energy to be able to be a better mom, as opposed to a lot of gals that are just sort of, not having the time, just kind of in that survival mode, eating whatever they can just to sort of, get through the day. When in reality, when you upgrade the food and you add fitness, you're just a better organizer. I mean, the science is there. John Rady wrote a great book called Spark, which is the effects of physical activity in the brain. And so when you understand that when you move today, you function better today, your cognition, your memory, your sleep patterns, your body and brain's ability to be more disciplined with your diet, it's all going on up here, even though you're moving everything below. When you do that, you really affect the noggin. And when you can do that, it's not so much about, how am I going to look in 30 days? What are my friends going to say to me about a dress at a wedding? Or what's the scale say? Or that my dress size, and all these things we get really hung up on.
Yeah.
And none of those things are motivating. Those things are really frustrating, because you're anticipating what you hope you're going to look like and feel like in the future when you can actually take care of business today. I mean, after a workout, it could be even a mellow workout, go for a walk or a hike or something. There's a sense of energy that kicks in as a result of oxygenating the blood and having that going to the brain. And it affects the way you see the world for the rest of the day, for the next 23 hours. And you replenish that with another exercise and good meals in between. It's a simple formula. It's the 2 things that we can control. We can't control the weather or traffic or our family or work or everything else.
Yeah.
But we can control those 2 things. And when we do, everything else that's out of control is just easier to deal with. And that is a solution that once you get it, once it locks in, once that light goes off above your head, then you realize, what? It's going to require some discipline. I'm going to have to make some dietary changes, but I know that I'm happier and healthier and more productive as a result, which has nothing to do with the physical, just more on the mental and emotional. And that's who we are. That's what we project to the world, our mental and emotional state. And we want that to be good. And if we can correct that with one workout and some healthy meals, why wouldn't you do it?
Mate, you make it sound so easy.
Right?
Right.
Easy. No, I mean, it is. I mean, when you say that out loud and you know that to be true,
Yeah.
if you accept that as a truth,
Yeah.
it almost feels like you're cheating because it should be more complicated than that.
Yeah, I do
But
like
it's not.
your simplistic approach.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, having the people who have one of my programs, whether it be Power 90, P90X, X2, X3, 22-minute hardcore, the ones that get up in the middle of the night, you know what I mean, before the sun rises, and they do it in their basement in the cold by themselves. I don't know who you are, but oh my gosh, you are superstars. You deserve a medal. I want to pin a medal. I'm going to come to your house and pin a medal on you because that requires a lot of self-discipline.
Yeah.
Me personally, last night I had 5 people here at my house for the workout. This morning I had 5 different people here for the workout. And tomorrow I'm going to go to a boxing gym where I'm going to get in the car with somebody else because we're going to carpool to the workout. You know what I mean? I have a strategy that forces me to exercise with other people.
Yeah.
Because you know the company you keep. And so the company that I keep are younger and fitter and ambitious. And I just try to keep up with them, you know?
That is great. So you would recommend that we have training partners, really?
Well, you know, and you don't get it at home. You might not get it your husband or your wife or your coworkers might not be into it. But there's plenty of people online. I mean, look what you and I are doing right now. We're making a connection, sharing what I know with people who are looking for help. And we're doing it here online. You can just, I mean, to have the courage to just, you know, start typing away, looking for fitness partners through fitness programs. And there's hundreds of them. And, you know, you might run into a couple of weirdos, but you just don't go back and you get some new people and you hang out with them. I mean, the whole Beachbody community, the company that I work for, you know, there's tens of thousands of people who are coaches. We call them Beachbody coaches.
Yep.
And they're just, you know, they used to be sort of maybe, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of folks used to be kind of lonely and on their own.
Yeah.
And they found the website and they got themselves fit. And then other people in their life or other people online saw that they had made dramatic physical, mental, and emotional changes. And you go from somebody who's just participating into somebody who ends up being a coach because you've been there, done that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they look at you and go, oh my God, look at your before picture. Look at your after picture. Look at you now. Can you share with me what you did? And so the beautiful thing about that exchange is the person who used to be stuck is now the mentor. And that's a neat feeling. That's just a grand feeling because you feel like, oh, wow, it's not about me now. It's not about me and my problems and my issues and my weight and my struggle with health and wellness. I'm an expert. And it's not like you have to have a PhD. You're just somebody who had an experience and you're sharing it with other people. You're not saying you have to do this thing. You're just saying, hey, here's what I did. And maybe they are your wife or maybe it is somebody at work. But that's what I needed to do. I needed to go sign up for retreats and sign up for camps and sign up for workouts and sign up for Spartan races. That's how I found my friends. And it takes a little courage and it's a little bit scary, but doesn't that make it interesting?
Sure does. Sure does. And you know what? It also makes it way more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Not enough people are having fun. You know, too many people are just in the grind.
Yeah.
Just grind. And it's too bad. And that was me. You know what I mean? I was a sort of a no man. Not a nomad, but a no man. I said no to everything. Hey, Tony, let's go to a dance class. Nope. Hey, Tony, let's go rock climbing. No, I'm not good at that. Hey, Tony, let's play tennis. I'm terrible. You know what I mean? Because I cared too much about looking good and being good, you know, showing everybody else how good, but I wasn't good. I didn't care. Even now when I get invited, I'm going to a boxing class I've never been to tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to be that good. I'm going to look at the trainer. I'm going to go, hey, look, you know, I know you're the expert and I'm not, and I'm the P90X guy, and you probably have great expectations for me. Well, dash them immediately because I don't do this thing. You know what I mean? But when it comes to pull-ups and push-ups, I'm great at that. But this thing I'm not good at, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I've opened the door. I'm in the room, and I'm just going to go at my own pace. Thank you very much. And I've done that before at gyms where people look at me like, oh, this guy's going to kill it. And I tell them, you know, right out of the box, hey, look, I'm in your gym. This is your space. This is your world. This is your sequence. These are your exercises. It's new to me. So I'm just going to take it easy here so I can walk out of here, you know? So it's just asking.
I really like that, Tony, about trying new experiences. I noticed for myself a couple of years ago, I'm more of a hiker and a yoga person. And a couple of years ago, I tried a combat class for the first time, and I really thought that I wouldn't be that kind of a girl, you know? Oh my God, I loved it. And then at the gym, I enrolled, 3 other people, you know, that I would talk to to come and do it as well. And they loved it as well. And And it's that mindset that you're talking about, like the things that we don't necessarily think we're going to like. Give it a go. Just enjoy yourself. If you don't like it at the end, don't worry about it. But, you know, give some new.
You have to at least open the door. You have to at least give it a try. You know, I always tell folks, like people say, give me some of the keys to getting in the best shape of your life. And one of them is work on your weaknesses, not your strengths. I mean, there's a lot of people that are in pretty good shape because they keep doing the same stuff they've been doing the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Yep.
So if you've never been to a yoga class, go. If you've never been to a boxing class, go.
Yep.
If you've never been mountain biking before, go. If you've never, if you've never lifted weights before and you've been a cardio gal your whole life, you got to lift the weights. I mean, every woman that's done any one of my programs from P90X to 22-minute hardcore learns that resistance exercises, not cardiovascular exercises, are the things that really ultimately change and shape the. You mix that with core and cardio, and you end up getting, not only looking good, but just feeling good and feeling as if you can try things without running out of steam in the first 5 minutes. That's the whole purpose of a well-rounded workout routine. If you look at P90X or P90X3, there are 12 different workouts or 14 or 16 different workouts. It's that variety, it's chest and back and shoulders and arms and cardio and Pilates and core synergistics and post-activation potentiation and proprioceptive fitness. You become sort of a jack of all trades, a master of one that it stops working because you're going to get initial results and then, right? You don't want to fall away. At 57, I'm freakishly, in not all respects, but in some of the best shape of my life. I'm as flexible as I've ever been. I'm as fast as I've ever been. And I have better balance than I've ever had in my life because I started doing things that were new and different and a little bit tricky to learn at first. That's how you improve.
And it's good for the brain too, not just the body.
It is. It is. My 60-year-old brain is still pretty good.
That and the crosswords. Hey, Tony.
I just don't know where my wallet is. I can't find my wallet.
Oh, that's right. And so how important, in your day, obviously it is, nutrition is to marry with the exercise.
Oh, the food is everything. Here's the thing. When you break it down into two simple categories, food equals health, right? Exercise equals fitness, health and fitness. It's not fitness and health and health. It's health and fitness. One feeds the health, one feeds the fitness. If you do them both equally, you'll have tremendous success in an incredibly short period of time. If it's just the food thing, you'll lose the weight. But forget about, hiking or biking or skiing or whatever. You're not going to have the physical strength and balance and coordination to be able to do things. You'll be healthier because you're feeding yourself the proper fuel, the things that really help heal you, because food either heals you or poisons you on some level. You know what I mean? You could tell somebody, everybody knows cigarettes bad, right? Lots of drinking bad. That's one end of the spectrum, but too much sugar will do that. Too much saturated fats will do that. Too much fried foods and simple carbs will do that. They don't do it as quickly and as aggressively as cigarettes and alcohol. But that pendulum swings in both directions, so you've got heroin speedballs and you've got, kale and quinoa, you know what I mean? You need to spend more time over here and very little time over here. And that's just how it happens. And you don't have to be a freak about it. You don't have to be a paleo. You don't have to be a vegan. You don't have to be a flexitarian. You don't have to treat your diet like a religion, right? You get really, dogmatic about it. I will never eat a cookie. I'm lean and fit, but I'm miserable. Okay, well, don't go to France. Don't go to Italy because they got a whole bunch of things over there that you don't eat, right? So you just have to find that little release valve once in a while. I don't have a cheat day. I don't have a cheat meal, but I have cheat snacks. I had a Snickers bar the other day, and it was awesome. But I haven't had one in 3 months, and I probably won't have another one in a long time. But I just, whenever, like, key lime pie. I haven't had that in 3 months. I'll have a piece of key lime pie.
Yeah.
But I want to have a cheat day. I was like, I'm beyond that. I'm somebody who lives way over here. 90 to 95% of my food is as clean and as organic and as GMO free and as healthy and as something my great-great-great-grandparents would go, yep, I know what that is. And it's not a Red Bull and Doritos, trust me.
Yeah.
Right? So I try not to eat food that's been manufactured in a factory with things that have nuts and seeds or whatever else they say in those little packages. This factory also has, I try to avoid those kinds of foods. I'll do a protein powder, like a whey protein powder that is manufactured, but I know what's in there. It's whey protein, and it's got P-peptides and aminos and things that I'm familiar with. And that's that's probably the best way to go. And then you've got supplementation, should you take supplements or not? If you're exercising really hard and you're trying to do that, and not every meal is perfect, well, that's what a supplement is. It just supplements the minerals and the vitamins and things you're probably not getting from food that's been overcooked or frozen or travels clear across the planet to get to you. So supplements are another thing. A lot of people are just like, you don't need supplements. All right, well, don't exercise then, because your body needs to heal. And if you're not hydrated properly, you're not getting enough sleep, and your stress is really low, and you're a monk on a mountain with his own garden and goats that you're milking, well, then you probably don't need supplements. But the rest of us, you know what I mean? If you want to come back the next day and see improvement and have the energy to be able to do the workouts you're asking your body to do, then you probably need at least a multivitamin. I don't know anybody, but a good quality one, And so I take close to 40 pills a day, from ginkgo biloba to CoQ10 to a multivitamin to, thyroid medication, little tiny thyroid, DHEA. I get a blood test every 6 months. I go in, they take about half a gallon of blood on me, and they look at it. And they go, oh, wait a minute. Your testosterone's a little weak, your estrogen's here, and your Bs are there, and you got too much potassium, not enough zinc. And you think, all right, well, then you look at your diet and go, oh, yeah, I've been doing too many, workout beverages. No, my potassium's too high, so you back off. And it really is, we are just a series of chemicals. And if the chemicals are lined up, and we're doing the right thing and eating the right foods, taking the right supplements, then everything is in balance. Yep. And so you feel better, less joint pain, sleep better sex drive. Hello. All this stuff. You don't need blue pills manufactured in a factory.
Right.
Just take care of yourself and get enough sleep and hydrate and keep your stress down. It's something that we all know to do, things that we all would want to do.
Yep.
And it's not complicated.
Yeah, I do. I like the simplicity of your approach. Like, just eat over here the food from the tree and from the plants, actual food that has been grown, and leave the rest.
And figure out how to make those things taste good. Because most people look at healthy food and healthy food has a reputation for tasting terrible. And that's because people have salt and pepper and nothing else in the house. You might want to find some herbs and spices and some sauces that make your healthy food taste better. If it tastes like wax and cardboard at every meal, you're going to last about 2 days, and you're going to say, I'm back to work, give me that big old piece of pie. And you just want to make those things taste good. Now, here in Southern California, those kinds of restaurants are everywhere. That kind of food is everywhere.
They're popping up here too. There's a lot of just great. Melbourne's renowned for awesome restaurants, and whole food restaurants are really popping up now too.
The planet. There's a shift. The shift has happened in the last 5 years. It really has, and it's really starting to take off now. And even companies that manufacture foods, when nobody's buying your food anymore, then you better find a new way to make it, or just get rid of it and start doing something else. And that's because it's all about money. It's all about companies making money, right? So they can make more organic food, less GMO food, because the public, especially with the advent of the internet, and everybody's looking and reading and checking and seeing, listening to interviews like the ones that we're doing. And so, we're changing opinions here. We're changing lifestyles here. That's what this conversation with you and I is about. And you can either believe what I'm telling you or just say blah and go back to your old ways, and then you go, why am I still feeling bad? And why can't I get up those stairs? And I'm not I have to take the elevator again. You don't want to do that. You want to just be like, I look at an elevator and escalator and I think, no, I will not have like a luggage. I'll just carry that luggage up, because every step is a calorie burned, and I understand it that way. You don't have to go to the gym and lift the weights and get on the bike for 45 minutes. There are tremendous interesting ways to keep yourself moving, to keep yourself interested, and so many different ways to eat. Like, I used to be vegan and vegetarian, and now I'm paleo and vegan and vegetarian and Indian and Italian and Mexican and French and Thai and Vietnamese. You know what I mean? If there's whole grains and fruits and vegetables and lean proteins on the plate, who the hell cares where it comes from? You know, and all that flavor, there's more variety, right? I mean, I don't think people eat the same 3 meals every day. Ick. I mean, I don't know how people do it, but it's just, you just want to make sure you eat the good stuff and move often, and life can be but a dream.
Beautiful. So when somebody's starting one of your courses, what's your tip, to get started?
Find a partner, like we talked about earlier, if you can. And if you can't, buy a calendar. Buy a calendar. And a lot of my programs come with the calendar, but what I like people to do is buy their own calendar, hang it on either A, their bathroom mirror, B, their back of their front door, or C, the refrigerator. They're going to look at those 3 things every day. Yep,
for sure. Multiple times a day.
What's that?
Several times a day.
Here's a reminder in your face that tells you what to do. And, before the beginning of the month, write down just a little brief description of what the workout is, cardio or hike or, mixed martial arts. And you just write them all down, and you write the time down in front of it. So let's say, like my schedule right now is Monday is 6 p.m. plyometrics. Tuesday morning, 7:15 shoulders and arms this morning. And then Wednesday is either boxing class, which I'm going to do tomorrow night, or a cardio session. Then it's chest and back again in the morning. And then Saturday is yoga either at 9 a.m. or 4 p.m., depending on which class I go to. And then Sunday is going over the track at UCLA and running around the track, or a little gymnastic routine that I do later in the morning. And I write them all down, and they're already there, and it's already scheduled. And then when I'm done with that workout, I take out my red magic marker, and I make an X. And your job is to collect red X's at the end of the month. If you've got 15, that means you probably took days off, which means you're probably going to end up with exercise bipolar disorder. You know what I mean? I feel good, I feel bad. I feel good, I feel bad. I see good results, I see none. You know what I mean? Show up to work every other day, see how that turns out, okay? Go to bed once, every other night, see how that turns out. No. All right? This is not survival. This is thrive. You can survive or you can thrive. Thrive requires you to get busy, make red X's. You get your 22 red X's every month, you've done well. You get 25, you've hit a grand slam. And so that's the purpose there. And
love it.
It's really about, tricking yourself. Like when kids, we work so hard for that gold star on our paper. You know what I mean? Gold star, red X's, whatever. You just want to be accountable. And if you don't have friends and family or coworkers to do it with you, buy a calendar and make red X's.
That's terrific.
Like too simple, right? It's too simple.
I love it. You're all about simple.
Exercise is already hard. Exercise is not fun. Exercise requires breathing heavy and not being good at stuff and taking the time to be uncomfortable. If you don't make it fun, well then forget it. It's not gonna be a lifestyle. No way.
Oh, that's great. I'm just remembering, years ago I was going through a really hard breakup and, blah, blah, blah. And I realized I needed more fun in my life and I needed more exercise. So I bought rollerblades, and it was just that one thing that I didn't want to go to the gym. I needed fun incorporated. So
you want to get outside. Yeah.
And be outside. I much prefer to be outside. Yeah. So tell us, Tony, what else are you up to these days?
Well, one of the things I'm really excited about is TH Care, Tony Horton Care. It's hair care, skin care, lotion, and also liquid cleanser for both. So it's just 2 products right now. We have a couple other things in the queue, but we spend a lot of time and energy on it. And you can go to TonyHortonLife.com/THCare. That's TonyHortonLife.com. THCare, and that's my website, Tony Horton Life. And you can find out where I am and what I'm doing and what I'm up to and what events I'm going to be at. And I do a lot of live events. I had a yoga retreat in Jackson Hole. I've got an event coming up, the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, early this summer. And I'm going to DC for an event coming up in early April. So I travel like 2 or 3 times a month. I really love the live events. Yep. I love doing that. And so Tony Horton Life is the place to find out. But if you want any of my products, if you want to buy one of my books, Bring It, Crush It, The Big Picture, you just go to Tony Horton Life, and there's just a little section, you'll find it. But the hair care and skin care thing is a new venture for me. When I moved to California, I kind of destroyed my skin. We were actually with some friends today, and we're looking at these old photos of me, and I go, man, you're really tan. You look great. Yeah, well, it wrecked my skin. You know what I mean? Like those, especially I'm sure in Australia, people are dealing with that. I never put sunblock on. I just sat there and I baked. I would even go in a suntan booth 3 times a week on top of going to the beach. I mean, I was brown, and now I've been paying the price. And so I wanted something that was paraben-free and toxic-free, and I wanted something with, resurrection plant and aloe vera, all the good stuff. So it's kind of a mix between natural and technological. There's a lot of science in this stuff.
Yep.
And it feels different. It's just like oh, it feels like the shampoo and body wash feels super dense and thick because there's a lot of moisturizers in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't really lather up. And if that lathers up too much, then your pH is bad. And everybody has a natural pH. I didn't know any of this stuff before. But when your skin is peeling and looking like crap, you want to do something. And so when I finally figured all that out and I created these are products, I just went to my friend Patrick, who owns Ultimate Salon Professionals. And I said, dude, can you come up with something for guys like me? And he said, well, we have other products, but maybe the smell isn't right or the pH isn't quite right. So they made it for me, and we're excited. It's a great new venture. It's something outside of Beachbody, and I've got a great 17-year relationship with Beachbody and all these products that we've launched. And then the 22-minute hardcore is my big fitness program right now. It's funny. It's the best numbers I've ever had out of the box in the first 2 weeks. I've never had a launch go this big, this fast, because it's a military boot camp thing, which is not my usual deal, right? So I had to, put on the cap and bark out orders, and there's a lot of cadence involved. Like, when I'll be in the workouts going 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody yells 5, 1, 2. So the people at home and the people in the class aren't just doing, okay, Mary's going to do 5 reps and Tom's going to do 15 and Alice is going to do 6. And what are you going to do at home? And so it wasn't, even though they're good workouts because of the variety, people didn't feel connected. And now if you're in a room with other people or you're watching the video, you're distracted a little bit by, keeping up. Everybody does the same push-up the same way at the same time. I mean, the modifiers are there. I mean, I'm a big fan of, doing what you can do without having to feel like you have to, push the envelope.
Yep.
And so it's really, those are really where my energy is right now. I just moved into a new house too here. Here's my, you can see, here's the dining room.
Beautiful.
Right. So we're still trying to get that together too. But I'm so busy with the travel and with these new products that, like I told my wife, honey, I moved a box today, or I opened a box and there's the books on a shelf. Yes. So, we're just living big, man, living large. This comes from somebody who was, I was a C- student with a speech impediment, and my favorite word was no. Any opportunity, no, because I don't want to, be embarrassed, and that didn't amount to anything for me. So I just started taking some risks, and I wasn't attached to the outcome. I began to actually enjoy the struggle, enjoy the journey, and not be attached to the outcome, and the consistency. You know what I mean? Just the daily, I'm going to show up today. I'm not going to be great. I don't care. Before, like, if I don't perform well here, I'm going to embarrass myself. Like all this mind garbage that was throwing me off. Now I just do what I can, and I show up, and I'm consistent. And I eat good, and I surround myself with strangers that end up being best friends because they've got some great ideas, and it works. It just, for me, it works, and I love it.
And it's certainly, you don't seem like you're in the daily grind at all, Tony. That's what I love about it as well. Thank you so much for being on the Sweet Spot today. It's just been so awesome to have you. And for all of our viewers, all of the links and website address and all of that kind of stuff is on this page as well, so that you can get in touch with Tony and, look at his products. He's also giving us a promotion for his book, so go and grab that. Thank you so much for being here today, Tony, and we look forward to seeing everybody here on the Sweet Spot again tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, Kim. Blessings. I appreciate it.
See you later.
Okay, bye-bye.